I'm Trevor. I'm Race. I'm Nico. I'm Taryn. I'm Cash. I'm Lily. I'm Jake. I'm Livia. I'm Romeo. I'm Ella. I'm Nathan. I'm Savannah. I'm Brooks. I'm Lorelai. I'm Bennett. And I'm Ryan, and this is MagTV. Yeah!
Hi there, and welcome to our February episode of MagTV. I'm Jake.
And I'm Leah. In this episode, we're going to take you inside the new Innovation Lab for a look at how STEM principles are being used. We'll have the Yearbook Design winners and a look at the local history of the Great Kindness Challenge. We're also going to ask everyone what they would do if they could be an adult for the day in the lion's share.
We'll also have our teacher feature, dad jokes, and we'll take you to the principal's office for Mr. Nelson's words of wisdom. But first, with a look back at some of the other things that happened on campus. Here's Romeo.
Thanks, Jake and Alia. There's a lot of things going on this month, including Valentine's celebrations. We had candygrams to send to each other, and some classes put together compliment books to encourage each other. We took some time off for President's Day, and we had our 100th day of school, which was celebrated with some of us dressing up as 100-year-olds, which was always fun. This month, we also had two dates that come around pretty rarely, 2/2/22 and 2/22/22, which is actually fell on a Tuesday. Some classes did activities surrounding the number 2. Many also took part of the Global Day of Play, focused on the importance of play for kids. And of course, today's the Jogathon. We will have much more on how it goes in our next edition. From MagTV, I'm Romeo. Back to you guys.
One of the great new features of the newly designed school is the Innovation Lab.
For a look at how the lab is helping us develop skills beyond the traditional classroom, Livia takes us there.
Thanks, Jake and Analia. The Innovation Lab has been a part of our school for 5 years, but now that it has its own dedicated space, Ms. Carlisle is able to help us explore new ways to help us develop skills in science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Ms. Carlisle specifically taught a STEM class in Seattle before she came to Magnolia.
If you land on blue, I know one lesson that's been done before has to do with density. So we could see the density of various liquids by layering them. If you come in here during Genius Hour, you'll see kids using their Chromebooks to research various topics, and then they could create something based on what they've learned or what they want to showcase for their Genius Hour. This is an example of like a challenge that would be coming up in March, and I just sent this to Miss Macbeth. She wants to have her kids come in and do a leprechaun trap. So there's usually just different things that they have to have, and they can use any of the supplies in here. There's kids that are doing fun projects with just recyclables and making that become art. I know that there's a 5th grader that collected beach trash that he found on the beach, and now he is creating masterpieces with that. They use measurement a ton, or they have to, maybe a project they're creating, they make it to scale. So that's one way that we easily incorporate math.
Each class gets to come to the Innovation Lab frequently. Sometimes your teacher comes up with the project ideas, and sometimes Miss Carlisle does.
We are making a project called Creatures, where we are making made-up animals. That's part one animal, part another animal, with animal adaptations to help it survive.
Thank you. And here we have some painting.
Magnolia isn't the only local school with an Innovation Lab. A bunch added them new this year, and a lot of them look to our lab for inspiration as they start theirs.
This space really lends itself for kids to be creative and to problem solve and just grow up to be kids that can do that and adults that can do that.
It's a great place to get creative, learn how to solve problems, and how to expand your imaginations as an innovator. For MagTV, I'm Livia. Back to you, Jake.
Thanks, Livia. A lot of people got innovative with their yearbook design entries.
but a winner had to be chosen, along with a bunch of runners-up. Here's Ella with the reveal.
Thanks, Analia. There were nearly 60 entries for this year's Yearbook Design Contest. And just like the last 7 years, a student designer is going to be on our yearbook's cover.
Our yearbook cover for this year, a student who's worked really hard and created an amazing design for us from Nathan Luria. We have our Magnolia yearbook cover.
The winning design came from Nathan Luria.
I tried to make it unique and different from others, and I wanted to make it also colorful, so I made it a lion face and colors, very bright colors, so I think it turned out good.
How did you feel when you found out you won?
I felt very excited and surprised. I was excited for the school to see it. I've seen a lot of other designs and they were really good. Everyone else did a really good job.
There were 5 runners-up, 3 were honorable mentions, and 2 were finalists. And their designs will be featured on the back of the yearbook as well.
Madison Kalsher in 5th grade in Mrs. Macbeth's class. Fernanda Bedoya, who's in Mrs. McDonald's class. Everly Dudley, who had this really creative, really cute design. Ryan Harris for this awesome design here. Lorelei Ballard in Mr. Can's class.
My friend told me that I made it. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, are you like, is this like April Fool's or something? I was like, I didn't even know it was gonna happen.
It's been a really crazy year so far, and so I was like, a roller coaster has been crazy too, and it's a wild ride on roller coasters, so I was like, it fit perfectly with this year.
Mrs. Dudley and Mr. Nelson worked together to go through all of the incredible submissions. Yearbooks will be available to be ordered starting in April 1st. From MagTV, I'm Ella. Back to you.
Thanks, Ella. Speaking of leaving legacy, this past month we took part in the Great Kindness Challenge.
Did you know that it was celebrated all over the world, but got its start right here in Carlsbad? Lorelei spoke with one of the people who started it.
We know the Great Kindness Challenge is something we do every year to have some fun and to promote a good deed. It actually started in 2011 right here in Carlsbad to create a more respectful, unified school district. Tell us about how the whole thing started and how big it's grown today.
Well, Kids for Peace started in my backyard on James Drive 15 years ago, and started with my 2 kids, Hannah and Bodie, and from there word spread about the good work that kids were doing, and it just grew organically as the world wanted more peace and kindness.
How do you feel when you realize something you started a decade ago is now a worldwide event?
It is so cool to know that kids all over the world are dedicating their days to kindness and making the world a better place. So I'm humbled, I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I'm just delighted by all of the kids who really care about the world. And I'm so happy that Magnolia is a big part of the Great Kindness Challenge.
Why do you think it got so big?
Well, I think it's because it started in Carlsbad, and Carlsbad is the best city in the whole wide world, and so couldn't help but grow from there because good things grow in Carlsbad. I just feel so proud of our city that we value it, and that all the schools take pride and be part of the Great Kindness Challenge, that our school district, Dr. Churchill, and that this is something that's important to him. And I'm just excited knowing that our students are inspiring kids all over the world. We had 115 countries this year participating. It's a lot. And we had over 18 million students participating all over the world. And knowing that the kids in Carlsbad inspired that just means the world to me.
What do you hope kids get out of the Great Kindness Challenge?
I hope that kids know that their actions make a difference, that they know a little bit of kindness, just a little smile, just a kind word can change someone's whole day, and all of those little acts together add up to creating a world that is happy and kind and safe and good for everyone.
The idea of the challenge is that kindness is strength, and that by giving us a chance to learn about it helps us create good habits. And ultimately, that kindness matters. Pretty cool to see how they changed the world from right here in Carlsbad. From MagTV, I'm Lorelei. Back to you, Jake.
That's so neat. Thanks, Lorelei. Now time for our teacher feature.
For that, Nico spoke with Miss Siegel.
We're here with music teacher Miss Siegel. How long have you been teaching?
Well, I've was teaching second grade for 3 years, and then this is my first year teaching music, actually. So it's my 4th year teaching.
What's your favorite part about teaching?
I think my favorite part is working with students and just having fun and getting to learn things together, learn from each other, help students get new discoveries, which is always exciting.
Why is music important for us to learn about?
For me, music is a fun, creative outlet, so I think it's really important for students to learn about music because it's important and it's just fun, but it's also, I think, a really good way to express yourself, so I think it's fun for that reason.
What type of music do you like?
There's probably not a genre that I don't like of music. I like a lot of music, so that's a hard question. I don't know.
And do you have a favorite artist?
Also a hard question. I think one of my favorite artists is Ed Sheeran. I like how he's a singer, songwriter. I like to do both those things too, and I actually got to see him once, so that was cool.
Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I have an older sister. She is a doctor in LA, and I also have my mom and dad here in San Diego, so not too far in Carlsbad, which is nice.
Where did you go to school?
So I went to Boston University, and that's actually where I was teaching second grade. I was there in Boston for a while, shoveling snow.
Nice. You want to play a quick game of this or that?
Always.
Beatles or Rolling Stones?
Probably Beatles.
Jazz or symphony?
Jazz.
Piano or drums?
Ooh. Well, I actually want to learn how to play drums, so I probably would have said piano, but now I'm leaning closer to drums.
Rock and roll or hip hop?
Both classics. Rock and roll.
Indoor concerts or outdoor concerts?
Definitely outdoor. So fun.
American Idol or Masked Singer?
Ooh. I think Masked Singer, because it surprises you. You never know. It's a cool one.
I agree. Thanks, Miss Eagle. For MagTV, I'm Nico. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nico. We want to remind you of what's coming up next month. We have Science Day that'll be March 10th. We also have parent-teacher conferences at the end of the month.
What would you do if you could be an adult for a day? That's the question we asked everyone in this month's edition of The Lion's Share.
If you could be an adult for a day, what would you be and why?
NFL player so I can do stuff on the field. I would be a worker because it sounds fun to build stuff. I would probably be an engineer.
I would go drive around and just buy stuff.
You can get a lot of money, so I really want to be a famous YouTuber.
I would be a Navy test pilot so I could fly Mach 1. I would buy myself 10 dogs and eat 10 popsicles. I would get my driver's license.
I would want to do skydiving.
I would want to do that too.
I would probably go buy like 7 frogs and stack them on top of each other because they're really cute.
I would apply for a job as a medical botanist. I would run a zoo so then I could help the animals there. Spend any money I can because why not? I would work for the FBI because I like to help people. Go surfing with some of my other friends.
Drive to Disneyland by myself.
I would be a dad so I can have a wife and have kids.
Maybe if we could be adults, we could tell better jokes than the ones who already are.
But we'll listen to them anyway. Here's Lorelai and Rory's dad Chase with the dad jokes of the month.
All right, you guys ready for some dad jokes or what? All right. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu? One requires tweetment, the other one requires an ointment. I got Jack on that one. That's a good one. Why do cows wear bells around their necks? Because their horns don't work. What's the difference between Iron Man and Aluminum Man? Iron Man stops the bad guys. Aluminum Man just foils their plans. What's brown and sticky? Lily got me on that one. What happens when a frog gets a flat tire? It gets towed. How many apples grow on a tree? 750. All of them, guys. Where else would it grow? Come on now. Do you guys know where I store all of these awesome dad jokes? In my database. No? Nothing? All right. Last one, guys. And I'm going to shout out Rory on this one. My daughter Rory. She hooked me up with this joke. Where is a cat's favorite place to vacation? Meowie. No? No? And if they don't like to fly, you know where they go? They take a boat to Catalina. Yeah. Nothing? Come on, guys. That joke was perfect. I thought for sure you were going to laugh your tails off on that one. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. You got to be kidding me. Thanks, guys.
Don't forget, if you have a dad or mom with bad jokes, or if you have any sort of story idea to share with us, email us at magtvcarlsbad@gmail.com or tell one of the members of the MagTV team.
Finally, it's time to take you to the principal's office. Here's Mr. Nelson and his words of wisdom.
Hey guys, it's Mr. Nelson. You're with me here in my office, and today I want to talk to you about relationships, and specifically friendships. I heard a quote once that stuck with me, said that the mark of a great relationship is that we appreciate our similarities and we respect our differences. And I think that that's a really important concept, because a lot of times we tend to focus on the first part of that quote and we ignore the second part. It's really easy for us to be friends with other people who are similar to us, who like the same sports teams we do, and they believe the same things that we do, and they have the same perspectives that we do. That part's easy. It's easy to be friends with someone who's just like us. But the mark of a true friend, mark of someone who has a great relationship, is that that person is still supportive and still embraces other people when their ideas, their beliefs, their thoughts are different. My hope for us is that we be a school where we respect our differences and we embrace our differences as much as we embrace our similarities. Around us right now, there are a lot of people, both in our community, in our state, in our country, that are really divided on a whole bunch of different issues. And I would encourage you guys, especially here at Magnolia, to make sure that we're celebrating each other for all of who we are, and that we're being respectful for each other in everything that we do. How do you do that? Well, it's about keeping a smile on your face, being supportive, being kind, being encouraging, connecting with people, especially those people who are different than you. The mark of a good friend is someone who not only appreciates the similarities, but embraces and gives value to those differences. So I hope that you guys will be great friends to the people around you by encouraging each other, no matter whether or not you agree with the people that you're interacting with. That's it for me for today. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Go Lions!
Thanks, Mr. Nelson, and that does it for this edition. I'm Jake.
And I'm Arnelia. We'll see you in March for our next edition of MagTV. And go Lions!
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Mic check.
Thanks, Ella. Speaking of leaving
Finally, it's time to take you to the principal's office for Mr. Nelson's words of... Here's Mr. Nelson's with his words of wisdom. Here's Mr. Nelson's in his deck.
And I'm Ryan, and this is MagTV. And this is MagTV. And this is MagTV. And I'm Ryan, and this is MagTV. Yeah!